Morning. Thanks for joining us on this Memorial Day. It is May 27th. I'm Caitlin Nuclo.
And I'm Caitlin Francis. Let's get you started with a check on that first alert forecast with meteorologist Jill Gilardi, because it could actually impact how you make plans today. Good morning, Jill.
Yeah, good morning. It's going to be tough to have a long duration of enjoying outside. You can keep up with radar trends today and the alerts through the WFSB First Alert weather app. And we've issued a first alert because things are coming together for certainly more rainfall, but also even some stronger storms by the evening hours, and the wind, hail, heavy rainfall all connected with that activity. Certainly travel and outdoor activities will be impacted. So far this morning on the only live radar in the state, spotty shower development occurring, but you can see lurking just to the west, there's another area of rain. So this is moving in at the time where maybe you are getting ready to head out to enjoy a Memorial Day parade. So bring the rain gear with you. Here comes the batch of rain, and there's 9 o'clock. It's mainly impacting areas west of I-91, but that will all be kind of shifting eastward. So plan for that. Then here comes more rounds of these rain showers and even some heavier downpours. Could be some claps of thunder, a part of the mix. 3 o'clock again, you have some holes in the action, but this is just a future radar. Gives you an idea of what you could expect throughout the day, but certainly showing that bigger punch of rain, storms, main line of it, that's progressing through during the evening hours. Will have big impacts on anyone needing to travel during that time of the day before it kind of calms on down later on at night. So we'll continue to keep you updated on that first alert for later today for rain and storms. We'll send it back to you, Caitlin.
All right, thanks, Jill. Good morning, everybody. Quick check out the roads if you're heading out the door. Obviously very quiet out there this morning, so your drive times are reflecting that. No crashes, no major incidents, no construction. However, that fog is kind of settling back in, especially along the shoreline as we take a live look. 95 north and southbound right near Old Lyme here this morning. This is right by exit 70, so very difficult to see depending on where you're out and about, if you need to be out and about. Rest of the state, though, not looking terrible as we take a live look in Hartford, Waterbury, Middletown, and in Meriden. Again, that traffic volume will significantly increase as people are heading back home after a long holiday weekend, so make sure you have a plan in place, especially as Jill is in that talking about that first alert for later this afternoon and evening with storms rolling through. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
Okay, we're on top of some developing news out of Union this morning.
Yeah, Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Olivia Schuler at Bigelow Hollow State Park. Olivia, what can you tell us?
Well, Caitlin, at 9 o'clock last night, Deep says they responded to this area of Bigelow Hollow State Park for reports of 2 missing hikers. Well, nearly 10 hours later, we just received notice from police that they were able to locate those 2 individuals early this morning at 7 o'clock. Here's the information that we know at this time. Deep Environmental Conservation Police responded at 9 o'clock last night to the report of 2 missing hikers. Connecticut State Police and the Union Fire Department also assisted Deep in their search. Law enforcement worked well into the overnight hours. However, they paused their search at 3 this morning. Police did plan to continue their search at 8 o'clock this morning, but fortunately, those 2 hikers were found. Now, when we got to this area around 4 o'clock this morning, it was incredibly foggy and the visibility was extremely low. That tells us it was most likely challenging for first responders to search the state park. According to ConnecticutParks.com, Bigelow Hollow State Park is within one of the largest unbroken stretches of forest in eastern Connecticut. There is thousands of acres of lands that police had to search overnight. Once again, both hikers were found at around 7 o'clock this morning. We are expecting to get another update from Deep later this afternoon because this is an ongoing investigation as to how this all happened. And right now I can tell you there's no telling whether or not that this park is open or closed today. But because those 2 hikers are found, we have seen some signs get put out by people that work here at the state park. So I think for anyone that's coming this morning to enjoy a hike on this Memorial Day, you should have no problems in this area. We're live this morning in Union. Olivia Schuler, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And meanwhile, we're learning some new details on the suspect accused of going on a shocking crime spree that may have crossed state lines and could have a connection here to Connecticut. So police in Massachusetts say 26-year-old Jared Ravizza stabbed 4 girls between the ages of 9 and 17 at a movie theater in Braintree. We're told they then stabbed 2 more people at a rest stop in Plymouth before being captured by police. CBS Boston spoke with the mom of 3 of the girls who were attacked.
My oldest was leaned over to get something. He got her in the back, and then my other daughter in the top chest, and then my last daughter across her arm, laughing the whole time.
And we're told everyone is expected to be okay.
And according to CBS Boston, sources say Revisa is linked to a discovery here in Connecticut as well. Around 3:30 Saturday afternoon, police were called to a home near Maritone Lane in Deep River for a report of a disturbance. That's where they found a person dead inside. State police tell us a suspect involved in this investigation was arrested in Massachusetts. The stabbings in both Braintree and Plymouth happened around 2.5 hours after state police were called to the home here in Connecticut in Deep River. Now this morning we are working to learn more about the person who was found dead in Deep River as well as that suspect.
Bridgeport police continue a number of investigations after 5 shootings happened in the city Saturday night. One man was shot in the groin outside of Reed Elementary School, is in serious condition this morning, and a woman drove herself to the hospital after being shot in the face and neck, and she is in critical condition. Bridgeport police say we want to assure the residents of Bridgeport that we are fully committed to finding those responsible for these senseless acts of violence. We have increased patrols in the affected areas and are working around the clock to gather information and follow up on leads.
On to some breaking news from overnight. Police in Manchester are investigating a crash on Slater Street that left a moped rider with life-threatening injuries. Our news crew captured this video of the scene right about 11:30 last night, and police did have to close off part of the road to investigate. Police say a vehicle driven by a 20-year-old man collided with the moped and its 30-year-old rider. That moped rider was taken to the hospital, and police say the other driver is cooperating with the investigation.
Well, good morning, everyone. On this Memorial Day, we're starting off with areas of fog dense down along the shoreline, developing showers, then scattered afternoon areas of rain, and then a first alert for evening storms, some of which could be strong and certainly pack a punch. There's a look at that foggy view out in New London. We're at 63 degrees. A dense fog advisory continues until 9 o'clock along the immediate shoreline. First alert live radar just tracking spotty activity locally, but just back to the west. There's some steadier rain coming in, even a couple of claps of thunder knocking on the doorstep towards southwestern Connecticut, and an exclusive product to us. Future scan goes out 1 hour, so a first alert Danbury down through Norwalk all the way up through Kent. That batch of rain is going to be moving on in. Your Memorial Day forecast, it does feature scattered showers at times in the morning and especially in the afternoon. The downpours become heavier. The storms that roll in could produce some stronger wind gusts, even some hail, locally heavy rainfall that could lead to even localized flooding. So certainly gives reason for issuing that first alert. At times today, you know, you will have opportunities to get outside, but you'll have to keep an eye on radar trends through the WFSB First Alert weather app, and also any alerts that could be issued later today. A greater chance for something strong to impact the state would be western Connecticut. But all in all, it is looking off and on damp at times on this Memorial Day. Hope you enjoy the day. Nonetheless, Caitlin?
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Jill. Yeah, as Jill just mentioned, you want to make sure that you have a plan in place. Keep that WFSB weather app handy, especially if you're doing some holiday travel back home or to and from your final destinations here later this afternoon. It will be very busy, a much different situation than what we're seeing right now this morning. Very quiet. However, we are dealing with some thick fog along the shoreline, 95 north and southbound. This is a live look outside in Old Lyme. So things are, again, settling back in. Unfortunately, not doing great through the shoreline area. But look, we're seeing some sunshine through Meriden. So it just depends on where you are. A live look outside in Hartford, Waterbury, Middletown, and then again in Meriden. No crashes, no major incidents, no construction, all because of the holiday. That's a quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers. Time is now 7:39. NASCAR fans cheered and waved ahead of former President Trump's arrival at the Coca-Cola 600 race in North Carolina last night. It's his third visit to the swing state this election cycle. He did hit a few speed bumps in D.C. Saturday. Trump, looking to make gains with libertarian voters, was instead met with hecklers who booed him. This all comes just as his so-called hush money trial in New York is expected to wrap up this week.